Hey, welcome back to the Maguire Motorsports YouTube channel. Today we're back out here in the driveway with the 94 Chevrolet C10 project, and today we're going to be working on just a good detail job on it, or at least get started on it. This is going to include a good wheel and tire clean along with the wheel wells and washing the paint and body, and if time allows we'll go ahead and get on the inside and clean up a little bit. Where it's starting to get dark, we may have to end up moving into the garage to finish up, but we'll do whatever we got to do. Also, I'll share with you some tips and tricks that I use when I'm detailing one. The first tip I'll tell you is always start with your wheels and tires. There are several reasons for this. One being that if you wash the body first and then go to the wheels and tires, you're going to get water spots on your paint before you can get the wheels and tires finished and before you can dry the body off. Also, you may use a little harsher chemical on the wheels and tires, and if you accidentally spray some on the body, you'll have a chance to wash it back off before it contaminates the paint too bad. Well, let's go ahead and dive in. Let me show you all some of the products we'll be using. Alright guys, so here's a couple of the products that we'll be using today. The first one is just the simple green. And what I do is I keep it in a little squirt bottle. Like this one right here. It's just like a little dollar squirt bottle from Walmart. And I just apply it to the tires. Helps clean them up real good. These are just black wall tires on this truck. But if it does have white letters, it'll really brighten the white letters up real good and just leaves the rubber looking real nice and clean. As far as just suds for the wheels and tires in the body, we'll be using this blue coral washing wax. I bought it from Walmart. Always been about $3.88 for the 100-ounce bottle. However, when I was in Walmart the other day looking for another bottle, I couldn't find any. The closest thing I could find is this Rain-X. They're actually in identical bottles. Both are the 100 fluid ounce. Probably made by the same people, just a different color. However, this Rain-X was $6.88, I think, for the bottle. So I don't know if the blue coral is discontinued or what. I liked it because it was a cheap, affordable car wash in comparison to some of the more name brands that are, you know, they can get up $14, $15, $20 for a bottle. And some of them a lot smaller bottles than what we have here. But along with that, I got my old white bucket here. Pretty nasty, but that's what we use for the wheels and tires. I know they're laid out here on the concrete. You guys probably eat me up for that, but we have the longer brush here that I used to reach back up into the wheel wells. The smaller, stiffer bristle brush is good for scrubbing the sidewalls of the tire. And I just have an old wash mitt there, and we'll spray it out before we actually touch anything, but all it's really going to touch is the wheel itself. These wheels are in need of a repaint. You can see like a little chip in paint here and there. But I like to use that, and we'll also, if you got like a custom wheel, you can reach easily around the spokes and then all the little crevices, so it turns out real well. So what I think I'll do is I'll set you up to watch me actually scrub one wheel and tire. I'll try to walk you through that process. I won't bore you with all 4 of them, but we'll do just the one. Thanks for watching. Remember to like, comment, and subscribe. Please give me any questions, comments, anything you guys have to add. See you in a minute. Alright guys, so we'll go ahead just by getting everything soaking wet with water. Make sure to spray out in the wheel wells real well. Get the wheel and tire nice and wet. Now that we've got everything soaked down real good, I'm going to go ahead and take my simple green in my spray bottle, go ahead and apply it to the tire and let it be soaking in. Now that we're letting that soak in, I'll take my inner fender well brush, get good suds on it, we'll start scrubbing it out. Now these wheel wells aren't too awful bad, and I'll be honest, I actually done this a few days back as well. But now I'll go ahead and scrub the tire real good. And for that, I'm going to use my stiff bristle brush. Alright, now these are pretty new tires, so they probably want to be scrubbed repeatedly. Last time I done this, they had the older tires on it, and I had to scrub them about 3 times to get them actually clean. Now I'm going to take my wash mitt, put it down in the bucket, get it nice and sudsy, and I'm ready to apply it to the wheel. Now these are pretty simple, just steel wheels, so not a lot of intricate things to get into. So they're pretty much ready to go. We'll go ahead and spray it all back out, get the soap off. And that's basically it. Again, with more intricate wheel designs, it'll take a little more work when they have exposed back barrels. Of course, it takes a little more work to get in there and get everything right. The big thing though is a good stiff bristle brush, something like the Simple Green, to help clean off all that junk and old tire dressings. And for me, always getting that inner fender well clean means a lot, especially on a pickup truck when you can see it. So we'll go ahead, do the other 3. We'll catch back up with you in a minute. Alright, so we've got the wheels and tires, wheel wells cleaned up. As I sort of mentioned a while ago, I started to make this video a week or so back, but it just got too dark on me. I just couldn't get everything done. So I went ahead and started just fresh with the wheels and tires. The body of the truck has not been washed since, I don't know, years, I would assume. Also, something, a clip that I'll throw in from the last time at this is a underbody wash. I'll take that footage and kind of snip in here as well. But the wheels and tires are cleaned up now. I'm going to show you around the body a little bit, just a real quick tour to show you our before shots and kind of give you a game plan and show you what we'll be using here as well. Alright guys, we'll go ahead and do another little tip here. This is something I like to do, maybe not ever wash, but ever so often. Got this tool here off Amazon. Just attaches right to the pressure washer wand. Got the wheels on the bottom of it. Just rolls back and forth under the vehicle to clean the undercarriage off. So we'll go ahead, since we got the wheels and tires cleaned up, and we'll go through and get the undercarriage washed off before we do the body. So I thought I'd show you that little trick. Now we'll move on to what's next. Alright, so start off, you can see the wheels and tires look a whole lot better. Don't look as chalky as they were. But as you can see the paint, I mean, it looks shiny. You can see my reflection in it. But when you get right up on it, and it's, you know, being outside, it's just, the paint's really dirty. Again, you can see reflections of the basketball go there. You can see reflections of the mountain there. But it's just, I mean, here's just stuff laying on it, but it's just, it's dirty. So even the hand wash probably won't really do it justice. But we're going to go through here real quick. We're going to spray it off real good. Get all the loose dirt and debris off of it. Get everything prepped for soap and water. Also on a pickup truck, it's real important to remind you guys to always wash out the inner bed. The bed of the truck's in pretty good shape. I mean, there's a few random scratches. It is a pickup truck that was probably used as a pickup truck. But you can see there's all kinds of pollen, especially this time of the year, and whatnot, just kind of laying it back there. It needs to be sprayed out. Again, the paint shiny and everything, but I'm not sure if it's picking up or not. It's just, it's dirty paint. So much so that a lot of it just don't scrub off. You'll probably take a clay bar, which that'll probably be after our wash, what we'll do next after drying it. But overall, I mean, I think it'll turn out pretty good when it's all said and done. Now, something else I forgot to mention earlier is pressure washer. When I can, I do like to use a pressure washer. Again, I try to be as cheap as possible on some of these tools just because everything's so expensive, especially these days. But we use this Portland from Harbor Freight, 1750 PSI pressure washer, electric. I like that because it doesn't have to worry about the gas burning as you're going. Also, the gas pressure washer is pretty noisy. I did customize a little bit. I bought a 50-foot hose to go on it, that way I could go all around the vehicle, because the original was just about a 20-foot hose, I'm wanting to think. I also bought this little shorty spray gun. I like it, it's just easier to handle around the vehicle. You seen I had the white bucket for the wheels and tires. I never use that bucket with the painted surfaces because there's grit that comes off wheels and tires. I don't want transferred onto the paint. Brake dust, I mean, brake dust is a metallic substance that will scratch paint. And then I have these two buckets. You can see one of them right here has already got soap in it. It's the blue coral soap I mentioned earlier. Then I got this bucket, and it does have water in it. There, you can see it reflect a little bit. The idea is to dip in this bucket, get your soap, apply it to a panel. After you use both sides of the wash mitt, and I got a couple of them there. After I use both sides of the wash mitt, I come back, scrub it in here, rinse it out, and you can see that little yellow grit in there to your grate. I kind of get all the debris off of the mitt, dip back to the soap bucket, move to the next panel. Same idea all the way around the truck. That just lessens your chance of scratches. And I know what y'all are probably thinking right now, this truck's, you know, paint needs polished out anyways, and that's true. But why put more scratches in it? And once you get a finish that's looking pretty nice, it's nice just to have that routine down. So for this, I'll probably may do the hood or something in real time, and then we may go to a time lapse for the rest of it, because again, I don't want it to be a boring video, just something, a little tip, and also to document the little Chevrolet pickup project. So let me set it back on the tripod and we'll get started. Alright guys, we just got through washing the little Chevrolet pickup. I think I got all of it on the time-lapse footage on the GoPro. It's still wet right now, we're getting it dried off, so it may look a little shinier than it actually is. A lot of the bad spots come out. You can still see there's some spots here and there, like stains in the paint. When we get to the polishing steps, that's what we're trying to remove, and of course, you know, add a little shine to it. But I thought I'd bring it in here and show you. To dry it off, what I like to use, and again, I just get it from Walmart, and they last forever. I got one of them I've had in there for probably 20 years. But it's these, the absorber, this is the XL version, extra large. It really sucks the water up really well. They're easy to maintain. You can machine wash them if they get dirty. Just don't dry them. Yeah, you want them to stay a little wet. That's why they come in this type of case. It actually holds a little moisture in it. They come in different colors. Both of mine happen to be blue. But they work really, really well for drying a vehicle off. And it's really just as simple as throwing it out on the panel, like so, and then pulling it off, and it sucks water off of it. It's very absorbent. That's one method. Now, honestly, if I'm in a hurry, and a lot of people say this might scratch, I've never noticed it scratching the paint of a vehicle, but you can just take like you would any towel and start wiping it down, and all it's doing is going through and sucking all the water off of it. Of course, you don't want to run over a dirty panel this way, but it's just a way to take care of business. Again, you won't get the truck dried off, because in our instance, we're going to do some clay bar, polish, and wax. But even if you're not, you don't want the water droplets to leave water spots on your freshly washed paint, or you might as well not even wash it. So we'll try to get this drying off on the GoPro time lapse, and then if I can find room, we'll move it into the garage and keep going on. Alright guys, so we just got through drying it off. I'm going to try to move it over to the garage because it's starting to get late on me. I ain't going to be able to do much more outside here tonight. It's right at the edge of dark. Tried to show you my steps just washing the exterior of the body. Again, it's looking a lot better. And that's no polish or anything yet, just what you're seeing on camera. Just some washing. Tried to scrub out the bed a little bit. It's still not perfect, but looks a lot better. The hood looks better, but still got some areas, like right there. This little spot, especially right there. And I think what that is basically where bird droppings is set too long on the paint. We'll try to get as much of all that stuff out as we can. Wheels and tires are clean. They don't have a tire shine or anything on them yet, they're just wet. I did wipe the chrome beauty rings off. A good way to dry the tires, and I'm not too worried about that yet because they're going to have time to drip dry, but if you're in a hurry, you don't have time for them to drip dry because they're not going to water spot. But say you're wanting to hurry up and put some tire dressing on them, get ready to go somewhere. Electric leaf blower. I use that a lot of times to dry an entire vehicle. The reason I chose not to do this one that way was simply because there is zero wax on the surface of this truck right now, so the water just lays flat. And what I mean by that is a freshly waxed vehicle, you can tell it. If water gets on it, it beads up really big time. What that does, allows for something like a leaf blower to dry it a lot easier because it just blows the water beads right off the surface. When the water's laying flat like it was on this vehicle, honestly, even with the towel I had, it's hard to get all the water off. But the leaf blower is a real good choice if it's a good waxed vehicle. But it works real well for wheels and tires with real intricate designs. I mean, it just blows everything out well. It's always real good, around the emblems. You know how water can sometimes get back behind the glass of the mirror there. Blows all that out good. All around the openings of the door handles. So I like to use that whenever possible. But this truck wasn't a good candidate for it just because there's no wax on it to really help assist blow it off. So, like I said, we're going to try to move it in. I don't know if I'll get any more done tonight. If I can, I will. The next step you should see will be putting a clay bar to the paint. And if you're not unfamiliar with that process, I think you'll enjoy it. And all it really is a way to get contaminants off the vehicle. I don't know if you can hear that, but you can hear just like a roughness on the paint. When I'm finished with the clay bar, it will be slick and smooth. And what that does, it gets the paint ready to accept polishes and waxes. But we'll cut this off for now, and then we'll decide if we're going to make this the only part of this video and do multi-parts or what the case might be. So Thanks for watching.